Hello everybody and welcome. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the inverted winger and fullback role combination in Football Manager. And let's get started with an overview. The greatest strength of the inverted winger and fullback is the versatility they provide for your team, because they can fit into multiple styles, systems, and tactics, which makes them different from more attacking flank combinations like the inside forward and wingback. Take this 4-1-4-1 tactic for example. The inverted winger and fullback are capable of not only playing in this type of formation, but they can be primary contributors as well. Because of their versatility and specifically the inverted winger's ability to play in a more advanced position, I can easily switch to a 4-3-3. Now, my team is naturally more attacking and I don't have to worry about switching player roles to make it fit. Whenever you're deciding which player roles go together, think about what the role does and then possible complements to that. I say this because the inverted winger can be tricky to implement into a tactic. The reason is that the role wants to do multiple things and it needs space to do this. Here's an example. This is my team on the ball attacking to the left. This is the inverted winger. He'll get the pass and cut into the center of the field. This is another example. This is my team on the ball after a goal kick, again attacking to the left. The inverted winger is going to get the ball and this time dribble out wide and get in a cross. The interesting thing about those two examples is not only was it the same player, in the same tactic, in the same game, but they happened only 5 minutes apart. In a short space of time, we saw the two primary movements of an inverted winger. So, for a complementary player role, we need one that can adapt to those different types of movements, and this is where the fullback comes in. Let's look at those two examples again. In this one where the inverted winger cuts inside, this is a fullback. He sees his teammate cut inside and adjusts to stay out wide. And here, the fullback sees the inverted winger going wide, and this time moves into the half space. Those two examples hopefully show you why these two work so well together, even though they're not as flashy as some of the other player roles. In the next section, let's continue talking about them. These two can be dangerous threats in your attack, and there's a very specific reason for this. I alluded to it in the first section, but the greatest ability of the inverted winger and the fullback is their ability of positional interchange. They are the rare role combination that can utilize both the overlap and the underlap from both player roles, all without the need of team instructions. Their propensity to move into the wider areas, the half spaces, and the central areas make them especially difficult for defenders to track and mark. In this example, we're at the kickoff of the start of a match. Here's the inverted winger and the fullback. As we're building possession, think about what the roles can do, where they can move, and how they can complement each other. The inverted winger might move inside. He might hold his position, or he might move down the sideline. The fullback has similar potential movements. He could stay wide, move into the half space, or hold his position. As the play continues, we can see the pressure that these two put on defenders. In this one, we'll see more of their various movements. We're on the ball in our own half, attacking to the left. This is the inverted winger and this is the fullback. The inverted winger is going to get the pass and the fullback will make an overlapping run. Nothing comes of it, so we continue our possession. The inverted winger will once again get the pass, but this time the fullback makes an underlapping run. The movement and pressure we put on the defense helps us get the goal. Here's another example where we have the ball in the midfield, again attacking to the left. Here's our roll combination. The fullback takes it out wide towards the byline, and the inverted winger moves into the half space. We get it into a dangerous position in the box. Everything in Football Manager has a benefit and a drawback. I've spent the last few minutes talking about how great the positional interchange is with these two, but it's also the drawback. And that drawback is that sometimes the positional interchange will lead to these two player roles either running into each other, losing your width, or having the defense collapse on them. We'll see an example of that here. We're on the ball and somehow attacking to the left again. The fullback is going to get the pass, and as he goes out wide, he changes his mind and goes back inside. This confuses the inverted winger, they run into each other, and we lose the ball. The biggest way to fix this issue is team cohesion. Building this up will obviously benefit the entire team, but especially role combinations that thrive on positional interchange. In the next section, let's talk about some tactical ideas. For some complementary midfield roles, I like ones that will focus more on central movements, or ones that have the freedom to move around the field. So, on the side of our role combination, this would be roles like the advanced playmaker, the roaming playmaker, box-to-box midfielder, and in particular, the central midfielder. The central midfielder, like the fullback, has a defend, support, and attack duty, which gives you a lot of tactical flexibility when using the three of them together. I've also found that every striker role, depending on the formation, can pair with these two as well. Our team example for today sees us heading to Brazil. We're using a simple 4-3-3 focused on keeping the ball. We've got an inverted winger on support and a fullback on attack. The central midfielder on attack on their same side means he'll stay in central areas, giving our role combination free rein to move around the flanks. The pressing forward on the defend duty will provide us hold-up play in our build-up, as well as becoming a de facto midfielder when we're defending. The round order is a primary attacking option out on the other wing, and the carrilero will support us in all phases of play, and they're a perfect complement to an attacking central midfielder. The trio of the halfback and two central defenders will focus on simple passes and possession, helping us keep the ball. The last thing I want to note about this tactic is that there is no playmaking role. This is a subtle way to give your players more freedom of play, since there's no focus role that's demanding the ball. And if you've never played in Brazil before, it's an excellent country to build up your team cohesion since you have a match every 3 to 5 days. Now that we have our tactic, let's do a highlight breakdown to see how it all works. We pick up play with my halfback on the ball, again attacking to the left. We work the ball around and it ends with my left central defender on the ball. The round order will get it and attack down the flank, eventually finding the carrilero, who has found a very small pocket of space. At this moment, the opponent has us outnumbered. They have 5 defenders in the area and we only have 2 attackers. But again, this is a microcosm on the duality of Football Manager. A negative in one area is a positive in another. The clusters of defenders on the ball means my inverted winger is unmarked on the opposite side. All we have to do is get him the ball. As we wrap up, hopefully this video has shown you how the inverted winger and fullback can be an effective role combination. If you want some more info on either of these roles or player roles in general, I have different playlists that go over all the roles in Football Manager. I also have a Patreon account if you'd like to support the channel. Anyway, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.